Dead dad memory. I was just thinking about the time my dad was on his motorcycle, I was in his truck, and we both had 2.5 hours to drive home, and he's like, okay, I'll meet you there. We both get home at the same time. He loses his shit on me because that meant that I was speeding as fast as he was. And I'm 16, I'm like, you're such a hypocrite. And he's like, no, I can speed on my motorcycle and you can't speed in my truck because it costs way more in fuel to speed in the truck. And my motorcycle's meant to go fast. That 1 ton ain't meant to go fast. It's meant to bullshit. So from that point on, every time we had to make that trip, I would just go and hang out at a boy's house first. And the funny thing was, this trip that we had to do was him picking me up from rehab on the weekend. So he just put the Harley in the back of his truck and then chuck the truck keys at the front door and say, see you home, chicken. And the staff were really upset because they're like, you're supposed to be like monitoring her behavior and having family bonding time. He was also supposed to do a Zoom call so he could be a part of the group family therapy every week, because obviously every child in a rehabilitation center, it's supposed to be their parents that are in there, but unfortunately they have to go to work. So what do you think happened as soon as I got out of rehab and went back and lived with him? I just watched that back and I saw the part where I was like yelling until you have no breath left and your face is all red, and I look like my dad. I saw my dad's face when I watched myself do that. When you get so mad. Oh, I miss ya, you old fucker. You know what else happened in that parking lot? So one week, fuck this chair. My dad was dating this woman who was a demon. Call me Cinderella, bitch. And she was a nurse. And my dad tells me on the weekend, oh, I hear so-and-so in your class is really struggling with mental health issues and they're doing XYZ and their mom blah, 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 blah. And I go, where'd you hear that? Well, so, you know, she heard it at the clinic. Confidentiality, who? And I already know this information, so I go to my friend and I'm like, yeah, so apparently we're just gossiping about your health care. And so then she like threatened to report it or was going to report it or something like that. And then so when me and my dad met up at rehab so I could give him the keys and I could go off my little merry way to hell for a week, he rips into that parking lot fucking livid because she was about to lose her job and her nursing license. All these parents and staff are watching. They're like, fuck, no wonder she's in here. And he's getting mad at me for breaching his confidentiality. That's what you get when you make me Cinderella.